Hello, everyone. Very warm welcome to Brahma Kumaris, Silicon Valley. Today, in the month of June, we start a new series, Feeling Great No Matter What. And I'm Meghna, the facilitator of this particular series. It's a joyous occasion to share something so fundamental where our feelings tend to guide us, and sometimes we aren't aware of how exactly we might be feeling. We are looking at ourselves at a very surface level, not understanding what is the deeper undercurrent. Feelings are very subtle, they can be very, very secretive, and sometimes hard to catch. At the surface level, it might seem all is okay, I'm doing fine, I'm having fun, but deep within, there could be problems, there could be insecurity, there could be hatred, there could be jealousy. So when we go deeper and understand our feelings and we work on them, we cleanse them, and we learn the art of not being influenced by them, then life becomes really, really great. Irrespective of what situation is coming, what is happening, you will feel great, much more than what that feeling can offer you. So the series will really deep dive into the feelings, understand what is causing them to be generated, how do we ensure that we feel good at every situation with every person. Those are going to be the details that we are going to cover in this 5 class series. 5 Sundays, same time is what we are going to basically cover this entire series. And this, when you start feeling great, you invite a lot of beauty in yourself, in relationships, and success everywhere. So that's why it's so critical. We'll start this series with a short guided meditation called Raj Yoga Meditation, taught at Brahma Kumaris. It's a simple guided meditation commentary. And so request you all to join me, and then we get into the content itself. Let's take a comfortable posture. Feet on the ground, head and back straight. And body as still as possible. Self-love is self-nourishment. Nobody can give me this nourishment the way I can, because nobody is with me like I am with my own self. Nobody understands me like the way I understand my own self. Sitting in my own company, I check, how is my heart feeling? Heart desires lightness, and that lightness comes from joy, from being in love, not the physical love, but that selfless, unlimited love that has no boundaries, no restrictions. And when I am not able to meet the desire of the heart to be happy, to be loving, it starts feeling sad. Life loses its charm when the heart is filled with sadness. We could be surrounded by every comfort. We could be surrounded by good people. We might have good work. But if the heart is not happy, nothing seems relevant, important. In order for me to have a healthy heart, I need to have a healthy relationship with my own self. If I don't respect myself, value myself, then I can't feel love in my heart. I am in my own company the most. And if I can't stand my own self, I can't pay regard to my own self, then I can't have love. Self-love is not selfishness. Self-love is healing. Self-love is necessity. Without that love, I can't give love or receive love with others. It's possible I'm unable to love myself because of something that happened in the past, or because my ego doesn't allow me to see my specialities. That is why it is so important for I, the being, to have a constant connection, a relationship with the Supreme, who's the source of love, source of life, source of truth. His heart is ever filled with love, not just for me, but for every being equally. His love for me helps me to cultivate self-love. His appreciation, his acceptance heals me and shows me the path of unconditional acceptance towards the self. He has unshakable faith in my unlimited potential. So do I. I embrace myself in my own love and in God's love. I am lovable. I am special. A very warm welcome, everyone, to Feeling Great No Matter What. Today, first class, we focus on, first of all, we focus on feelings 101, right? We try to understand everything about feelings. Let me just make sure that everybody is able to chat with everyone, just making changes to that. So we'll get started, and this class is completely discussion based. Your thoughts, questions, any moment on the chat are very welcome. You can also raise your hand if you have a question. We'll also have question and answer session towards the end. So let's get started. How would you describe feeling great? If in few words, if you had to say describe feeling great, how would you describe it? We need to first understand what does it mean to feel great so that we can reach that goal. Feeling blissful, joyful. Yes. When I'm content. Yes. Very good. Yeah. Joy, content, bliss. I feel they're all kind of related to each other, very similar. Peaceful, free, open, calm. Yes. When you are feeling great, you feel light, and that comes from that freedom, freedom to be who you are, from that openness, from that acceptance, right? Very well said. Happy, no stress, giving, self-contented, calm and peaceful. Very nice. Happy, successful, healthy. And here I've been taught that successful, like this word has two annotations. One, in the external side, we all know about the external success, right? Typically it is more money, more growth in career, more recognition, names, rewards, and all of that. That is the external success. But internal success is contentment. You have something or you don't have anything, doesn't matter. You are content, you're satisfied. Now, contentment doesn't mean you're not ambitious, but you're happy with where you are, and you are now working towards something bigger. It's not like you're hungry, you are stressed about that. What is that bigger thing? You're happy already, but you know your potential is unlimited, so you keep moving forward, making ourselves responsible for our own inner peace and happiness despite outside circumstances and trigger. Very well said. Yes, I am responsible. I protect my peace and happiness with everything I got. Nothing outside has the power to disturb me, to take away or snatch away my inner treasures. Nobody has that power. I refuse to give that power to anyone. Very well said. So just just resonating with what has already been said here. um, it's like living in a space where there is contentment, optimism, and enthusiasm no matter what. Contentment, you all have called it out. Optimism, right? It's not just, a lot of times satisfaction is taken as, oh, I'm happy with wherever, I don't want to try, it's okay, that seems too difficult, it's okay, I'll just be okay with this. It's not passive. Contentment doesn't mean you are completely withdrawn from life, you're done, you don't want to learn anything new. There is this active energy in you which wants to grow, which wants to help others, which wants to learn from others. So that optimism, that hope for better world, better you, better people, better everything, that optimistic outlook, that enthusiasm needs to stay. Otherwise, just contentment without these things sometimes will not allow you to feel great. It is the kind of, like, you can say, the part of the blueprint of being a human soul, where there is no curiosity, where there is no this forward looking viewpoint towards the future. That life will not feel great. It's a lazy, withdrawn life. And this has nothing to do with age. Even when you age, obviously you can't do too much on the physical front, maybe, but there is a passion. Obviously, as long as your physical health is allowing it, there is a passion to grow as an individual, to see how I can make this world a better place, doesn't require physical labor always. There are so many ways to keep working on yourself and working with others. And this is like this feeling great is kind of a lingering experience, that that subtle thought that is running inside of you, that all is well and all will remain well. And it is such a secured, beautiful feeling inside. Everything might be falling apart in front of your eyes. Your relationships are getting torn, your body is in pain, work is full of pressure. And this has happened to Meghna. Everything was going wrong, but there is this inside voice that keeps telling everything is okay. Everything will continue to be okay. Doesn't mean Meghna was sitting hand on hand and not doing anything. But there is that deep security that comes through knowledge, that nothing can destroy me, nothing can take away who I am. My existence is forever. So that comes from deep understanding of knowledge. Now, this is just a question, more of reflection. Should we even aspire to feel great in a tragedy filled world? Not to be very negative, but where a world where there are wars going on, where we see so many natural calamities, global warming, political unrest, all kinds of not so great political leaders are coming up, and there seems to be a very dark time. Should we even aspire to feel great? Is this a bit egoistic? Is it heartless? Question for all of you. What do you think? Is it heartless? Egoistic? No. Okay. Why? Why is it not? It's heartless and egoistic. If it is not heartless, or if it is heartless, whatever, whether you say yes or not, tell us why, right? Because it comes from inside in my control. Right, that is true. I can be great, feel great, that's good. But should we aspire for it? Are we being selfish, trying to feel great when we know the entire world is going through so much trauma? Should we be aspiring for it? Is the question. Yes, we can be, very true, because it comes from inside. No, if we learn to be happy no matter what, we can serve for greater good in a better way. There you go. Yes, that is it. Thank you for that response. Otherwise, we will feel powerless. Yeah, very true, right? So we cannot be of any service to other. The world is in problem means what? I need to serve. This is my world. I'm part of the world. I can't say, oh, this world is so bad, it's gone down to the hell, everybody is bad. No, I'm also part of the hell. I have contributed towards whatever this world has become. Good or bad, I have contributed. So if I want this world to be a better place, first I need to feel great. First, I need to be healthy. That is when I can help this world be a better place. So it's not at all selfish. It is not at all heartless to want to feel great, right? It is indeed selfless, because it's only through this great inner space I will be able to contribute towards a better world. When do you feel great and when do you don't? Would love to hear your thoughts. When do you generally feel great and when you don't? You could share one of them or both of them. What are certain situations? What are certain things which make you feel great versus not so great? When I'm happy, I feel great. Yes, it's as simple as that. When I think positive, yeah, very true. When I'm able to make others happy and comfortable. Okay, that's a difficult one. But yes, it does feel good. But that is not something which is in my control, right? To make others feel happy and comfortable, because it's their choice. We could do everything, we could get the whole world in their feet, but they might decide to not be happy and comfortable. I don't feel great when I expect something and then it doesn't go as I thought. Okay, good to acknowledge. Feel great when I achieve something, and when I did not get something I want, I do not feel great. Okay, so these are things we need to acknowledge. We need to be aware what makes me feel great versus what doesn't. This is meditation, knowing your inner space. What is the logic that is running inside? Very important. When I'm healthy and optimistic and hopeful, that's when you feel great. Okay. When I feel dejected, failures make me feel sad. Okay. When family members are unhappy or sick and we can't do much to help, it feels not great. When I meditate regularly and handle a day in a calm and collected manner, I feel happy. Very good. Thank you. And the goal of this particular series is to make us feel great irrespective of what is happening. Because just now in the previous slide, we said, I can be of better health. I can have a bigger impact when I feel great. So let everything fall apart. Recently, Meghna had to go through a very tragic situation. And this is Meghna. I keep addressing myself as a third person because I don't want to mix Meghna and me. I'm separate from Meghna. So Meghna had to go through a tragic situation, extremely tragic situation in her extended family, very close cousin. But when she kept feeling great, not that she was dancing in joy, that would have been very rude, but feeling calm, composed, she was able to help everyone a lot better. And they were going through an extreme tragedy. When people I love hurt me, I don't feel great. Nobody can hurt us, right? That's important to acknowledge. Can anybody hurt me? Unless I allow them to. So this is something we need to check. Happy when I feel a sense of control of myself and can protect those entrusted to me. Able to laugh, be out in the nature. Unhappy when those in my care are not being protected properly by me. So this is again something like, okay, like throwing out thoughts here. Are we fortune? Are we someone who can make somebody's fortune? Can I control anybody's destiny? Can I protect anyone really? Everybody has their destiny already written. Only I can play the role of a facilitator and try. Obviously, it's our role to try and keep it safe, but let's not be egoistic that I can control. Absolutely not. Even God will not interfere in anybody's destiny. If He wants, He can protect anyone, but He does not interfere. And that is how this world drama is running. So we need to understand that. So, exactly aligned with what all you've said, feeling great, things are going my way, harmony in relationship, body is healthy, successful at work, respected by people, life is overall smooth. So then we feel great. When do we not feel great? Either the physical health is not going good, people are disregarding me, nobody is caring about me, there's cutthroat competition at work, people are literally stepping on each other's food, taking away my credit, too many responsibilities, too many expectations from me, or my mind itself has many expectations from me. So this makes us not feel great. Now, all of this situation might exist. Our aim is to feel great in spite of all of this, right? And how do we go about doing that is what we will keep talking in the upcoming classes. Who is creating the feelings? Who is creating the feelings? Where are these feelings being created? Mind. Very good. Yes. Any other responses? Me. Okay. Who is the me? My mind. Okay. Yeah, me and my mind are separate, right? Mind is not me for sure. Mind is separate. It's my server. It's it's not me. Whatever the mind is saying is not my truth. So we have to ask ourselves, is it body, people, situation? Are those the ones that the feelings are being created? Are the situations creating those feelings? People, body? Is it the brain, the physical heart? Many people will say, my heart is feeling this. Which heart, right? The physical heart? I think it is a script that runs through like thoughts and feelings. Very nice. The soul or the heart through the mind. So, heart is the deepest part of the soul. It's where all the memories are stored. It's the unconscious part of the soul, the deepest core level, where there's a lot of memories, which we might not even be connected to some of those memories from really, really past life. Those memories are there. And from deep within the heart, those feelings, those thoughts keep popping up in the mind, and that is where those feelings are coming from. So this is not the physical heart, it's the heart of the soul, and this is the soul, this powerful light, invisible light, not physical light, which sits between the pituitary and hypothalamus gland. The pituitary gland and the hypothalamus gland, it sits there. The invisible being of light is the soul, and soul has a faculty, a tool called mind. It's the server, and mind's job is to create thoughts. Now, how are feelings being created in the mind? All of these different feelings we go through, right? Happy, bored, worried, jealous, so many different feelings. Bored, I'm very delighted, I'm shy. How are these feelings being created in the mind? It's a very simple question. How are feelings? We create this from thoughts. Yes. So we create these like, so mind, it's being created in the mind, right? And how does the mind create those feelings? It's coming from the thoughts. It's very important. I am the soul, and we will talk about that as well. I, the soul, has a mind, and that mind is getting all the material from the heart. It's generating all of those different thoughts from the background noise, and those thoughts then generate feelings. So that is important to understand. Mind creates thoughts which then generate the feelings. So I am not the creator of the thought. All the thoughts are popping from the mind. Mind is my server. I am not what the mind is telling me. Everything that the mind is telling me is not the truth, because the mind is illiterate, spiritual illiterate. So I, the soul, first needs to be literate, right? I need to understand the spiritual knowledge at its depth. Then I can coach this mind to say that is not the right way to think. This is a better way to think. As I start coaching the mind will oblige, and its set of thoughts it creates will change. Are thoughts the only source of feelings? Is there any other way for the feelings to be generated, or is it only thoughts that generate feelings? Question for all of you. Should be, but external situations also. Okay. Sensation, perceptions can also create thoughts. True. Thoughts can be created in many different ways, and we will talk about that as well. But here we are just trying to focus on, are thoughts the only source of feelings? So now we know that there are these sensory things, right? Like there could be heat, you feel that warmth, if it's too hot, there's cold, there's the tongue that has different kinds of taste buds. Those also change your feelings. Sometimes you're feeling calm, sometimes you're feeling dull. All of these through the sensory organs. You're watching something fun. Now, even in all of these situations of the sensory, feelings that gets generated either by listening, watching, eating, talking, these are also all in the background. There is some thought that is running. It is too hot. It shouldn't be this hot. Why is it so cold? This is too sweet, I don't like it. There is always this thought commentary that is running, that is generating the feeling. Even in the body, right? Whether when we see somebody who's very pretty, wow, so beautiful, so gorgeous, or the body is in pain or discomfort, is very rigid, it's very tired, or you're feeling very energetic at the physical level, those also generate different kinds of feelings. Then there are objects, right? Even objects get people, excited. It could be a simple phone, it could be a car, it could be a house, it could be just a scenery of mother nature. They start changing the way we feel. Then there are people. When there are people who are of similar personality as me, we feel very thrilled, excited, and enthusiastic. And if they are not of our personality, someone we are always arguing with, then the feelings start changing. Then there is work. Again, they based on who I'm working with, what kind of work, different kinds of work, right? It could be some social work that you're doing, some kind of voluntary work, personal work. I should check. At home, if I do work, am I always miserable? At work, on the other hand, I'm always creative. What kind of feelings are being generated? Situation, it could be like different things in the life, right? That also can cause um, feelings. Main bottom line is, if there are certain thoughts that I'm using repeatedly, right? It could be the thoughts of hanging out with certain people, it could be thoughts related to work. If I am creating certain feelings, good feelings, using some set of thoughts, then those feelings become very instant. It will almost seem like as if no thought was created and the feeling is there. So this could be like, maybe the moment you see a dessert, because you've used that method, those thoughts, man, dessert is so good. I love dessert. I love sweet. I love cake. I have used it so many times to create good feelings that after some time, it's just the moment I look at something sweet, that feeling, instant feeling comes. Oh, I'm going to be so happy now. It's as if there is no thought. I've not even eaten anything, but just that seeing that object, smelling that object is creating instant feelings. This is where the soul has blessed that thought. That man, eating dessert will give you a lot of joy. The soul has approved that thought because it feels, it creates good feelings. So we repeatedly use that method to feel good. And that becomes then very powerful. And instantly we start feeling something. Now, to go deeper to understand these feelings, right? Like there are so many thoughts which are generating different kinds of feelings in us. What are the source of thoughts? Like, I mean, like if we are like about, like suppose all the people that are sitting in this particular webinar, each one of us, our set of thoughts are different. My thoughts will be different, your thoughts will be different, people in your home, their thoughts will be different. What is the source of thoughts? Why are our thoughts different? What is the trigger for thoughts? Question for all of you. Memories, beliefs, yes. Information, very true, yes. Our life experiences, yes. Environment, people, lack of control in the mind, our experience of surroundings, triggers, yes. Values, memories, and experiences, mostly fear and self protection by hiding our true self. Okay. Fears and anxieties, right? These could itself be feelings, right? So it's important to understand why these kind of fearful thoughts are being generated in me. Why are my thoughts filled with anxiety? What is the source of it? Why do these fearful thoughts emerge in me from the mind, right? That we are trying to understand. What is the trigger point of any thought that is emerging from my mind? What caused that thought to appear in the mind? So one is, like you all already pointed out, belief systems. It's a huge source for thoughts. Our thoughts are aligned with the belief system. And many people in the world have, this particular belief, like life is challenging, life is stressful, life is difficult, work is challenging, in-laws are challenging, kids are challenging. So when I have this kind of a belief system, all my thoughts will align, will match with the belief. Belief means what? I, the soul, the living energy, living light, has given my power of belief to whatever logic exists. So, what have I given my power to? Life is very challenging. I'm saying that is a true statement. If I give that belief my approval, then the thoughts will always align with it. So little change I see in my life. People are not listening to me. They're not paying regard to me. They are little sick. So then immediately the thought that will come is, life is so challenging for me. I finish one thing, something else comes up. Life is always opposing me, always creating roadblocks in my life. I am so fed up of life. So the thoughts are now matching my belief system, versus another person in this webinar itself might have a belief, life is meant to be fun. Life is so light. Life is full of joy. Suppose if that is my belief system and same kind of issues are occurring in my life, there is work pressure, health is deteriorating, somebody in the family is not doing well. What is my belief system? Life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be full of joy. Then my thoughts will say, okay, problems, who does problem not come to? Problem comes to everyone. Every problem is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to learn and grow. So my mind is now creating totally different kinds of thoughts, because the belief is life is meant to be fun, versus life is meant to be a big challenge. So the belief systems are very important, and we will focus a little bit on that in the upcoming classes, because till we don't change our beliefs, our thoughts will not change, which means my feelings will not change. So when you call life as very challenging, automatically thoughts will be filled with stress and anxiety, maybe even fear. So what will the feeling be? It will be an overwhelming feeling. Nothing is going my way. I don't know what am I going to do. There's too much on my plate. So the feeling of heaviness will be there, which is not feeling great, right? So that, and then the other part is, what is your belief of who you are? If I think of myself as just a physical being and I don't believe in all this spiritual existence, the soul or the actor and all of that, I don't believe in that. It's completely fine. We should not believe it till we've understood it, right? It's not just blind faith. Just if somebody is saying, oh, you are a soul, accept it. It doesn't work like that. And there's nothing wrong in whether you accept it or you don't accept it. Most important is for us to be open and to see, does it make sense? Every time you think of yourself as a physical being, automatically there is a lot of insecurity. That insecurity inside will create thoughts of fear, thoughts of greed, thoughts of competition, thoughts of comparison. And all of these sets of thoughts will create feelings like jealousy, insecurity, fear. So, very important to understand that till I don't understand my belief about myself is wrong, feelings can't be great. My existence will end. If this body ends, I will be no more. It's the biggest insecurity, which is not true. I am a spiritual being. Thoughts don't get created in matter. Feelings don't get created in the physical heart. Physical heart is just for pumping blood. That's all its purpose is. It doesn't create feelings. Heart transplant occurs so many every day, right? If feelings change, who will get their heart transplanted, right? We'll say, no man, I don't want to have a relationship with new set of people, unknown people. So very important that I am a spiritual being. Spiritual being means forever existence. Spiritual being means a being of peace, love, and joy. No more looking outside for anything, role or an actor. If I think of myself as someone who's playing the role, whether it's the role of the mother or an employee or a doctor, doesn't matter. If I consider myself to be the role, then I will get influenced by other people's role and my role too. Because roles are always played through a fixed script. There's not too much room for innovation there. You can't say, like, I don't want to kill this person, I will not do this. Director will say, no, that's in the script. If you want to be part of this movie, you have to kill this person. You're not literally killing, it's just the role. So the role is always defined by a fixed script. But if I think I am this person, and the script will have good and bad, right and wrong. It will have all the drama, different kinds of personalities, mistakes, success, failure, everything. So we are considering that role which is running from a fixed script to be my truth. And this is when God comes and awakens and says, nope, you are not the role you are playing. Role is just for this world drama to go on and for the soul to have many experiences. But the soul itself, the actor, is ever pretty, ever peaceful, ever loving, just like the Supreme. So the more you think of yourself as an actor and you are grounded in that, the roles will not influence you, whether that role is being played very good or not so good. And you coming from such a space of security changes the role for better. Not that you were aspiring for it, but just your alignment with the complete absolute truth causes that role to become very beautiful. Any questions so far? Please feel free to raise your hand. Does anybody have any questions, thoughts that you'd like to share? All good. Wonderful. Second, like, I think all of these sources you've already pointed out, but in order for us to finish the 101 of feelings, it's important to go a bit deeper and just do maybe a refresher, since most of you already seem to know everything here. Information is a big source for thoughts. Now, the information could come from many ways. One is the obvious way, the science, right? The devices, so many devices, so many channels through which we are getting information. Now, information is the food for the mind. The mind chews on that information and creates thoughts, the output. So the input to the mind is information, the output is thought. So if in the input I am putting garbage, then the thoughts will be of garbage quality. But if in the input I'm putting spiritual, powerful content, or if I'm putting something very loving, read some loving book, very powerful book, if I'm putting that in my as the input, then automatically the output will be very powerful. This we need to be very, very mindful of. Suppose you always keep saying, I don't know why I keep comparing, I don't like this comparison, I shouldn't be doing it. But then you keep feeding your mind the content from social media. Social media, all it does is, I went here, I did that, I am like this, I am like that, my family is like this. Then you automatically, that content itself is filled with junk, filled with jealousy and comparison. Mind can't create something else. Mind will align with the information and it will create jealousy, comparison, competition. And then we can't feel great. There's a feeling of inadequacy, incompleteness, right? That those are the feelings that emerge when you feed that kind of content. And newspaper filled with fear. This is breaking apart, that violence, this violence. Everything is dark, mostly in the news. So if I read that, automatically I will be very timid. My personality will be timid because content I'm feeding to my mind is fear based. So the feelings that will get generated will also be fear based. In addition to all of this, there's also sensory organs, right? Through sensory organs, we are exchanging information. I'm watching something, then my thoughts, like suppose I watched a show which was very thrilling, very full of suspense, climax, then again and again those characters in the show will keep pulling me. And some I might be very judgmental, I don't know why they enacted the role like this, why did the director do this, the director shouldn't have done that, they ruined the show. These are all thoughts being generated because I watched something using my eye. You could listen to something, maybe one person loves to gossip, they keep gossiping. Now your mind will be thinking about that gossip. Man, I can't believe my neighbor is like that, so mean. I would never talk to them again because I've heard some gossip about the neighbor. So Meghna, as one part of her spiritual effort, she tries not to watch anything. She reads news once a week. Few minutes, not to like for an half an hour or 1 hour, few minutes, just get a high level idea of what's going on in the world. That's it. She's not on any social media. She will not check her emails first thing in the morning. It's a rule for me. Before 8 o'clock, no emails, no nothing, just quietness. And then last comes in the information. We also get information through vibrations. We might have all noticed, if you go to some kind of a vacation place at a top of the mountain or somewhere, you feel that peace because everybody comes there and becomes light. Or you go to a religious place like a church or a mosque, temple, you immediately feel that peace. Or you sit around a person who's always happy, their vibrations reach you. So this is also information that is coming to the mind. It hits the mind and it creates thoughts matching with that information. So when we go to the sacred places, automatically thoughts of gratitude, good wishes, they all emerge. They are aligned with the atmosphere, the vibrations in the atmosphere. Everybody who came to that sacred place kept saying gratitude, kept giving thank yous, gratitude. They were also generating a lot of good wishes. So automatically, the information and thoughts are aligned. And last but not the least is our own past. Past in this birth, we've had many um, lives, multiple bodies we've taken. In every body, we've created memories based on our experience, based on our understanding, based on interaction with others, based on kind of work we did. For everything, a memory got created. that also generates thoughts. So, for example, in our previous life, maybe I had a near death life situation when next to water. Now, I don't have full clarity of what happened in the past, but when I look at my thoughts, to some extent, you can get a peek into what is in that memory. So, if my mind is constantly creating thoughts, maybe I'm going to drown, don't be near to the water, and you've never remembered getting drowned, you've never been unsafe near water this birth, but this is the previous birth memory that is triggering and generating thoughts in me. So, current birth experiences, previous birth experiences, plus the personality trait I might have developed in this entire journey of life. So, one more important thing is every soul, when they start their first birth, they are flawless, full of perfection, only good habits, great personality. But then, as the soul moves forward in the cycle of time, the world drama, it starts acquiring a lot of negativity and as a result loses a lot of its power. We are coming close towards the end. I'll take maybe one more slide, and then we can either save some time for questions or we can practice meditation. So another one that comes up is like, remember I said that feelings are bit more deeper, whereas emotions on the other side are something that are very transient. They come and go. But feelings in general are very, they kind of stay with us forever. Sometimes we don't even realize it, but those feelings keep showing up in different forms. It keeps coming up in front of us. So it almost seems like these feelings have always existed, as if they've never gone only. And someone who practices meditation actively, they can see that feeling inside. For me, this powerful Raj Yoga meditation has given me such powerful lenses through which I can see both my heart and my mind. This is the spiritual thing we are talking about, which creates thoughts and feelings. I can see that there is a feeling of insecurity or a feeling of jealousy, and it didn't even create a single thought, because these thoughts were used many times. The soul had blessed these thoughts. You are the right thought, go ahead, come into action. So now I don't even need to do anything. Without doing anything, those feelings become active. So feelings, we need to remember, they linger, they last longer, whereas emotions are transient. They come and go very quickly. So we have about 5 minutes or so, and I would like to save it for any questions that you might have. If you have any questions or thoughts you would like to share, feel free to raise your hand. Okay, so the question here is, how can we change our bad belief system? Yes, we will talk about this. First of all, I think the most important thing which you've already done is you've recognized the bad belief system, that the belief is wrong, because many of us are not even aware that we have certain belief systems that are illogical, that are damaging us, and we've kept them inside of us, right? So first, being aware, which is you're more than halfway through, I would say. The second step is we will go a bit deeper. We will pick certain belief systems and practice as a group. How do we go about changing it? But it's literally, once I understand the undercurrent, that this is the belief, this is generating these types of thoughts, these thoughts are generating these feelings. I don't want these feelings. I don't want feelings of fear. I don't want feelings of stress. I want feelings of peace and love. So, how should my belief system be? We will take. So there is a belief system, information, and then next is our past experience, every experience that we've had. And as a result of that experience, the personality we have developed, that also creates thoughts. How do we bypass external situations? So external situations in this world that we are living in are unavoidable. For sure, we will all agree, right? In spite of us planning, over planning, being cautious, being attentive, being careful, external situations will come. The way I'm able to bypass is when I learn the art of always feeling great, when I learn the art of being free from this world, understanding who I am, I'm separate from this world, that is when we will be able to bypass. Situations will affect me if I feel my happiness is based on that, my existence is dependent on that. If this does not happen, I will be called such a bad parent. Then you can't bypass that external situation anymore because you're feeling threatened. Oh, if I don't finish this project, and if it doesn't get done by tomorrow, if it doesn't get done in the way that I get recognized, if I'm feeling the threat from that outcome of that project I'm working on, I can't bypass it. It doesn't mean I don't get into complex projects or don't take risk or I don't get in myself involved in something bigger. No, I am involved in everything. But the more you know yourself, you work on yourself through deep quantum. It's not just knowledge. Knowledge only gives you an introduction of who you are. For me, like what I understood myself through Raj Yoga meditation course, very important. First to understand. But this 10 years of deep contemplation and using that knowledge every day studying Brahma Kumaris, every day we start our day with study. So everyday studying, contemplation, using it in practical life, for me now, there is such a deep sense of security. I never feel threatened at work or at home. And it's not like mistakes have not happened. But I know in the role as part of the fixed script, all of these things will come out. So there is no insecurity then. So when there is no insecurity, I can bypass everything, right? So we will talk about how to generate that kind of um, deep sense of security as we go through this content, right? So somebody was asking for sources of thoughts, right? I'm just putting this slide. I answered, but the slide which has the answer. So one more question here. How can we differentiate between feelings and emotion? Very good question. So the difference between feelings and emotions, right? Like the feeling inside could be a lingering feeling, that nobody really likes me. I don't know, I always have to try so hard. That is sitting in you, maybe for ages. Maybe from childhood, you always have felt that nobody likes you so much. Now the emotion with different people, right? So because you have that deep insecurity, maybe your personality is that of a people pleaser. So sometimes you're able to please people and they are appreciating you, they are wanting to hang out with you. So the emotion of feeling happy is there. It's not really happiness as such, it doesn't have depth. Emotions are very, very transient. It's just a thrill, it's just a pleasure. It will never ever charge you. It will never remove your deep insecure feeling that nobody likes me. So the undercurrent could be really dangerous. Outside, everything is seeming all right. You're smiling, you're laughing. But deep within, you've not taken care of that insecurity. Hope that answers the question. And we will talk a lot more how majority of us are only addressing ourselves at the emotion level. We are taking care of ourselves only at the surface level. And that is why this feeling great is not there, because deep within there are so many, incorrect belief systems, incorrect feelings. They're all lingering there, and we have not cleansed it. We're just working at the surface level, sometimes good emotions. Oh, nobody liked me. I tried so hard. This person still is not happy with me. I don't feel good. Oh, then somebody else came and smiled at me. Oh, wow, fantastic, right? So emotions keep changing so quickly, whereas feelings are, they linger, they stay, they can be secretive. So with that, we are all out of time. We'll continue to go deeper into all of this. Today was just an exposure to feelings 101, but we will get deeper into the subject and try to work with the belief systems, try to work with the emotions, try to address at a deeper level, right? And build upon how do we feel great no matter what. So if you have a minute, please stay back for a short guided meditation. I am one of the most elevated creation of this universe. It is the truth. It's not arrogance. And as an elevated creation, I have a huge responsibility of protecting every creature that is weaker than me, to make them feel safe, to make them feel loved. I'm a direct heir of the Supreme. He loves me unconditionally. What else could one ask for? I need to realize how lucky I am to be a human being, God's child. His inheritance is mine. His personality is mine. I have a right to His love. I have a right to His sustenance. I have all the rights. What else do I need? I just need to now serve, give what I have, make everyone feel special, because that is the truth. Each one is special, playing their unique, special part. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Hope you have a great week ahead. See you next Sunday at the same time. Take care, everyone. Thank you for all those messages. Appreciate it. Om Shanti. Greetings of peace.